The intended way to complete level 12 is by getting into the crate and then moving downstream first. And then you need to tap out of the crate and collect the first chest. And you want to move right when you do this, but you don't want to accidentally walk off of the crate because then you'll have to jump back on it and that will take time. So you want to stay on the crate and walk into the chest and then just get right back into the crate and move left. When you reach the second chest, you do a charge jump and collect it. So the fastest time for this method is about a 4.2. I would actually suggest a majority of players go for this, but level 12 is difficult because the other method I'll be describing is much quicker. You can save basically a second, but it involves a frame perfect crate boost that has very little visual cues and is just all up to timing, so it requires a ton of practice to do. If you're good at it, it can save you a ton of time and be really good, but it also kills a lot of runs because it's frame perfect. So I really would suggest just going downstream first and then up if you're trying to get anything that isn't sub 77 or something like that. So the next method, which is the one I was just describing, involves getting into the crate and then actually going upstream first. And then at the perfect moment when you're up against this left-hand little ledge here where the chest is, you need to do a crate boost while holding left the entire time. And if you release it at the correct time, then the pirate will jump out of the crate and collect the chest and then get right back into the crate. And then once you do this, obviously you just move downstream and collect the last chest, which is very fast. So as I just said, this method often kills a lot of runs, a lot of world record attempts and stuff like that. And it's because it's a lot of timing and nothing else, but there are some things, some tips I would give if you're trying to do this. One of them being you should definitely be playing with audio on. I know that the sound effects in the game are kind of annoying, they're kind of loud, but by turning sound effects on, it can help you get the timing down of when you're supposed to release the crate boost. Because when the crate hits the water, it makes a splash sound effect, and when the crate does a chug, it also makes a sound effect. So all of these things, when you're practicing, will subconsciously help you get the timing right. And then another thing, which I don't think I've mentioned yet, is visual cues. So if you like spam restart at the beginning of a level, you might notice that clouds always spawn in the same spot. The way that like vines swing they always start at the same spot. The little waves in the water, they're always the same. And then the most useful one, which I've found, is the glint in the chest always starts in the same spot and has the same timing. So what you can do is when you're up against the ledge, you want to release, jump, or do your crate boost when the glint of the chest is in the top left, and this visual cue combined with the audio cue of the splashing and just a ton of practice can help you get more consistent. With that being said, there are two methods that are actually faster and even harder in my opinion, and those are the task version and then kind of a modified task version which was used to get an individual level world record. The modified version, which was used to get an individual world record, instead of doing any sort of crate boost, you just do a charge jump and then collect the chest and then jump back into it. And this is faster for the same reason as the TAS. Personally, I wouldn't suggest going for this. I mean, maybe if you do enough experimenting, you might find it's easier, but compared to just doing a charge jump and getting the timing down, it only saved 1 frame. So I'd only do this strategy if you're trying to get an individual world record on level 12.